Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then let me introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Right as I was preparing for this reading, the three cards I pulled from the Soul's Journey deck were Judgment, Loneliness, and Love. Now, with the word judgment, I instantly heard the word ego. So it's possible that someone either within themselves or within their person is dealing with a situation where the ego is coming up to try and place some kind of a judgment or a label. I just heard the word deal breaker in my mind on something going on within this twin flame connection. Now, I would like to read from some of these cards. They have short sentences on them. So the loneliness card says, I know that I am never alone. Now, loneliness is something collectively as twin flames that we are very likely to feel, because spiritual awakening itself does often bring up feelings of disconnect, meaning greater connectedness with our true authentic self, but less connectedness with this 3D matrix of physical reality and many of the relationships that are perhaps not soul connections. Perhaps connections that we built from this less authentic, more ego-driven space. And as we know through this spiritual awakening process, all of these things are brought to light. All of these connections we built from inauthenticity begin to fall apart. So if you have been feeling lonely, know that nothing is going wrong, and also that your feelings of loneliness, although they are valid, are also to some extent an illusion created from your ego's fear. Your ego has a fear of being separate, of standing out, of being judged. And therefore it judges, it places judgments on other things and people because it itself is afraid of being judged. And when it comes to this loneliness, know that you are attracting true, authentic soul connections into your life. And I'm not just speaking about a deepening of your twin flame connection, but also simply your soul tribe as well, platonic connections, perhaps even through this community here on YouTube. So thank you for being part of our soul family, our soul community here. And I hope that you do find some sense of connection through this space that we are literally co-creating here on YouTube. I do live premiere twin flame readings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yes, my most recent reading on Wednesday was actually posted at 6 p.m. But in general, these readings will be premiered at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time whenever you are able to join us here. And if you can't join us for the live reading, you can always come back and watch the replay of the reading just as a usual video. So I am going to begin today by shuffling the Energy Oracle Cards deck. By the way, I will be leaving links to the 3 decks I use most often in my readings because some of you have been asking. So these are the Energy Oracle cards, the Romance Angels deck, and the Lover's Oracle. So all of those will be linked at the very bottom of the description box under this video. So, okay, lots of cards falling out here. By the way, the word hill came out in my love word scramble, and I instantly thought someone I am connecting with here might have a house located on a hill or something like that. That's probably just for one person. Now, before we get into reading these initial cards, be sure to like the video and also be sure that you are subscribed to this channel. And I say this because by taking these 2 actions, by liking and subscribing, you are virtually sending your energy, or really indicating to the universe, I am here, I am present, I am sharing my energy with this reading. And by really affirming your presence here energetically, I am able to pick up on that energetic presence wherever you are on the planet, whenever you are listening to this reading. And I'm actually able to channel more specific messages for you and your given situation. Okay, so here we have 4 cards that just flew out of the deck. The cards were really flying today, so I have a feeling that some of you brought very powerful energy or intentions to this reading. If you would like to set an intention for the reading, you can do so either out loud with your words, you can comment your intention in the live chat or the comments section. Alternatively, you can even just solidify your intention in your own mind. It's all about energetics here, the energy behind the intention, not the method that you use to transmit that intention. So just do whatever you feels best for you to set an intention. You can even pause the video if you need to. My intention for this reading is to bring forth clear messages for both the general Twin Flame Collective as well as for individuals who will be drawn to this video. So with our intentions being set, let's take a deep grounding breath together and get into the messages. So the first card I pulled here is the 6th chakra card in the reverse position. Someone I'm connecting with here, or someone's twin, I feel is not seeing a situation clearly because the 6th chakra is connected to the 3rd eye chakra, and the 3rd eye literally is visually represented as an eye, the visual of an eye. And in my mind, I saw this eye being blinded, being covered. I feel that someone is intuitively blind to something. Now, again, this could be you, this could be your person, or this might not apply at all, because remember that these messages are intended for very specific, different individuals. So not everything I speak on during this reading will connect with you. Always use your own intuition, as I always say. Yeah, but someone isn't seeing some kind of a situation clearly here. So I'm going to see or ask the cards here, what situation is not being seen clearly? Something about the color blue came out, and also snow, snowflakes, or it's snowing. Something could have happened in your connection that was significant in the wintertime. I also just saw someone driving through the snow. Okay, so what is someone not seeing clearly? Woman holding a heart in the reverse position. Interesting. So I actually heard there could be a divine feminine listening to this reading who is not clearly seeing a situation that her divine masculine is dealing with when it comes to a third party karmic. Now, this won't apply to everyone because I know not all of you are in a situation where your twin is connecting with a third party partner, a karmic partner, but I do also know that many of you have dealt with this in the past. And instantly when I flipped over this card, for whoever this message is for, I heard, you aren't always clearly seeing that this situation has completely released its grip on the masculine. So what I'm getting from that kind of sentence, from this message, is it's like this karmic situation no longer has a hold over this masculine. That is what I'm getting. And again, I know this won't apply to all of you, but I want to know details. How does this situation no longer have a hold over this masculine? Cornucopia in the reverse position. I just saw someone looking back, but I saw a masculine actually looking back on his connection with his divine feminine and realizing this is what he wanted all along. This is the manifestation he wanted all along. This is the cornucopia card, the 11 card, 1111, all about manifestation. And with this card reversed, it usually means something being delayed wishes that you want fulfilled actually being moved down the line or seeming to be delayed. However, in this scenario, intuitively, I feel that this card is actually speaking to the fact that this masculine is actually looking back with regret, realizing what he truly wanted was this connection, this divine connection with his divine feminine counterpart. And he feels it's like, I just heard coming out of a haze, coming out of a fog, realizing I was so wrong. Like, this is what I wanted all along. And I feel a lot of regret, like a gut-wrenching kind of regret that I'm even feeling through my solar plexus, which is really interesting that I said that because another card in the 4-card spread I pulled initially that we were kind of working through is the 3rd chakra card, which is the solar plexus card and connects to the area on the physical body that is kind of the stomach, the upper stomach area. And as I was meditating for this reading, I actually remembered thinking to myself, I was getting a little bit of solar plexus discomfort from the collective. So there's a chance that you've been feeling these shifts that we will dig into more as we go along. But you could be feeling these shifts through physical solar plexus sensations. I just heard nausea. So you might be feeling nauseous. You might just be feeling kind of uncomfortable in the stomach area. You might get that kind of gut-wrenching feeling. Any kind of manifested physical symptoms in this kind of stomach area could be an indication of something shifting in the solar plexus. Now, I want to know more on how this connects to this masculine feeling regret and feeling this karmic situation releasing its hold on him. Now, I do also want to clarify, if this karmic situation isn't a third-party romantic situation for you, this literally could be any negative pattern, behavior pattern, thought pattern, addiction, anything like that that somehow prevented this connection from moving forward. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person. Okay, so the heart chakra card in the upright position came out here. Interesting, the 3rd and 4th chakra, the solar plexus chakra and the heart chakra, major changes and shifts happening in both of these chakra centers especially. And I do feel these connected for the masculine. I just heard developing my own sense of worth, holding strong boundaries with others, cultivating core inner confidence from a space of authenticity is what is providing the energetic foundation for this masculine to be able to be vulnerable, to open his heart. There's something about vulnerability here. I feel this masculine in the past could have had trouble or may still have trouble opening up emotionally. And I feel that to the feminine, she may have perceived this to be because he was blocked off in his heart, just closed off emotionally. But the truth is, this masculine didn't feel confident. I do hear he could have projected a kind of false confidence, but he didn't have true core deep inner confidence coming from very strong solar plexus energy. And because he lacked this true authentic confidence, this sense of value and worth in himself, he closed off his heart as a kind of protection mechanism because he unconsciously did not have the energetic foundation within himself to be capable of supporting this heart connection. See, with the chakra centers, and why I'm so passionate about chakra energy healing, self-healing through addressing chakra blocks and balancing them, healing them, is because everything has energetic roots. Everything we experience in all of our connections and in all areas of our life comes as a result of what energy we are putting out into the universe. And the thing about what energy we put into the universe is that only 5% of that energy comes from the conscious mind, because 95% of our thoughts are actually unconscious, are stored in the subconscious. And many people, including myself starting out, didn't realize or don't realize when it comes to using and learning about the law of attraction that many law of attraction techniques are highly ineffective if we are not also employing the subconscious mind, because many law of attraction techniques like traditional visualization, meditation, even to an extent speaking affirmations aloud, are mostly addressing the conscious parts of the brain, that 5% of the brain, whereas we've got this other 95% of our minds that is completely unconscious and yet continues to play out over and over again. This is why so often we talk about self-sabotage. We think, oh, I'm just sabotaging myself. Why do I keep doing this when I know it's not what I want? And I do feel for some of you, this may directly connect to the masculine doing things that are acting directly against what they consciously want to create in this love connection, what they consciously desire. And it can be so frustrating. But the reason we do this so-called self-sabotage is because we are confirming our own unconscious beliefs. We consciously don't want to do or say or act in certain ways or create certain things or attract certain things, but unconsciously it's what we believe in. It's what we feel we deserve. So we have to shift those unconscious patterns that, again, the subconscious is directly reflected in the energy field, which we can conceptualize as the 7 chakras, which is why I'm so passionate about establishing a chakra clearing practice, which my favorite chakra clearing exercise is using a sound therapy meditation aid tool. Personally, my favorite meditation aid is subliminal affirmations. This is because subliminals are so powerful for reaching into those unconscious parts of the brain, uprooting any negative thoughts, ideas, belief systems, which, like we just said, is what is 95% of the energy we put out there and what we attract back. Subliminals address all of those unconsciously stored beliefs, allow us to radically alter what is happening in our subconscious mind. And when we do that, because again, the subconscious is reflected in our energy field, we radically shift our energy. So I actually do have several subliminals for specific chakra clearing practices, including my twin flame 7 chakra clearing, which is specifically designed for twin flames who desire to clear the energy, and specifically the energy blocks between them and their twin by clearing their own energy. Because remember, your twin mirrors your energy. That is the very definition, practically, of the twin flame connection. So by clearing, balancing, healing, shifting your own subconscious mind and therefore your energy field, your twin will instantaneously feel and respond to, not just on some 5D level, although that's usually what happens first, but literally in the 3D world as well. So the link to my Twin Flame 7 Chakra Clearing Subliminal is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. I also do have over 100 subliminals on my website, soundandsoulful.com, and these subliminals aren't just for Twin Flames, they are for all areas of life. So be sure to explore around that website, and you can even combine different subliminals into your own custom playlist. You can have an unlimited number of playlists that loop over and over automatically, so you can listen to them as you sleep, or I personally like to listen as I work throughout the day. And again, any subliminals I recommend during this reading are linked under this video. You can try out any of these subliminals completely free for 7 days and just see the powerful positive shifts you begin to feel in your mind, in your energy field, even just after 7 days of listening. So I am now going to be diving back into this solar plexus heart chakra kind of dynamic happening between this divine feminine and divine masculine I'm channeling here. Because as we were saying, I do feel that this masculine was projecting a false confidence, but didn't truly have core deep, like soul deep, authentic confidence in himself. And because of this, he actually had low feelings of self-worth. However, I do feel that this could be another thing, going back to that 6th chakra reverse card, our intuition being blocked, us not seeing something clearly. There could be, again, a situation here where Another thing a divine feminine might not be seeing clearly is that she sees her masculine projecting this false confidence, or even I just heard false happiness, but this isn't truly how he feels. So if you are in a situation where you are seeing your masculine, perhaps you are separated in the physical, but where you are seeing your masculine seemingly happy or confident, but you just have this strange, like almost like a gut feeling, a solar plexus feeling you're getting from him, like something doesn't feel right, or he feels off, or you just wonder to yourself, is he truly happy? Is he truly feeling confident and good about himself and his life? Trust what your intuition is trying to say to you about this situation, because I do feel it could be very different from what your ego and your mind are perceiving on the surface, on kind of the outside looking in this physical 3D world. So that's just something to keep in mind here. Now, the second card I pulled in this initial spread is the Angel of Strength card in the upright position. This is really interesting because this card came out a lot in my previous reading as well. Okay, so I started to shuffle for some clarification, and the Angel of Love card reversed came out. There could be something about red hair or red flowers in your connection. That might just be for one person. Also dance. Someone could be a dancer in this situation. But anyway, so with Angel of Love reversed, I instantly heard feelings of unworthiness or inadequacy are being healed in a powerful way. I see here intuitively a divine feminine I'm connecting with now, moving from a space of, I just heard feeling unlovable and unloved, unworthy of true unconditional love, moving from that space to a space of strength, feeling powerful, feeling strong, feeling lovable, feeling deeply, fully worthy of the most utmost, purest, most authentic love connection. However, I do have to say, and by the way, I just saw the number 222 on the recording timer. I do have to say here and be honest with you guys, this is like, I'm seeing kind of a scale here. So I see on one end of the scale, totally feeling unworthy, hopeless, devalued. On the other end of the scale, I'm seeing totally fulfilled, totally strong, totally I don't want to say hyper independent, but independent in the sense that you feel strong enough within yourself to open yourself to be supported by others without expressing codependent dynamics within these connections. So these are two ends, two extremes here. But I do feel collectively we fall at all spaces and places as divine feminines on this spectrum of healing, because healing happens very gradually. And another thing that is very important to remember about our healing, our spiritual awakening, our spiritual evolution, is none of this is linear. It doesn't happen the way the ego thinks it should happen, that, you know, one day is better than the next day is even better, and it just goes on and on and on. It's more like a series of good days and bad days, and then better days and less bad days, and then one really difficult day and then one really good day. But overall, we slowly begin gradually to trend in a better direction, in a stronger direction, in a healthier direction, in a direction of feeling more worthy and stable within ourselves and our connections, and most of all within this twin flame connection. So as divine feminines, you will fall at different places on this spectrum, just depending on where you are, not just along this journey, along this healing process, but even just where you are today. And I am hearing this could be changing day to day for you. So if you do have days where it's like you feel completely lost, confused, exhausted, and then the next day you just feel excited, empowered, powerful, just feeling this energetic high, know that nothing is going wrong here. This is completely normal. This is you in real time processing so much intense energy, both collectively for planetary consciousness, as well as within your individual twin flame connection. So I did hear that when you are experiencing, if you are someone experiencing these vacillations, extreme highs, extreme lows, it would be really essential for you, and your guides are urging you to establish some kind of a small routine that grounds you. Now, this will be different depending on the person and your specific preferences with this. But a grounding routine could be as simple as a 15 to 20 minute meditation practice. It could be meditating with subliminals, which is my favorite energy clearing, energy grounding routine. I meditate personally to my general 7 chakra clearing every single morning, and I have since the fall, which I truly believe is the single most tool that is best helped me to completely alter my mindset, my body, my life, my twin flame connection. So I will leave a link to this general 7 chakra clearing in the pinned comment and description box. But another way you can ground yourself is by getting outside, getting some sunshine, some vitamin D for just even 30 minutes if you can. Go for a walk, get out into nature, dance, listen to music, create. I just heard, like, if you are a divine feminine connecting with this, it's very important as you are going through this very intense healing, growing process to really tap into your softer, more creative, divine feminine side, to really allow yourself to express that side of yourself, especially right now. And I just heard you will be surprised the ways in which really allowing yourself to, I just heard like free flow through this kind of, I just saw like this river of divine feminine energy, this metaphoric river that's like your power, your divine feminine power. And you're just like laying in a, what are they called? Like an inner tube on this beautiful river. And you're just letting it carry you. You're not pushing, you're not forcing, you're not overworking yourself, over self-sacrificing. You are simply allowing the experience to be. You are flowing with the experience. And that's kind of the visual I'm getting for you. If you are feeling, as the divine feminine, somewhat disempowered or a bit lost or confused lately, this can also be a sign that your divine feminine energy is out of balance. This can also be manifested in a perpetuation of the push-pull dynamic between twin flames and the physical that we sometimes call running and chasing. So I would also recommend my Subliminal for the awakened divine feminine, because this will allow you to fully step into your divine feminine presence and power. And in doing this, your twin flame masculine will instantaneously feel and unconsciously respond to these shifts, because you are shifting the yin yang balance. You are balancing that push-pull energy between you and your twin. So I do just want to move on to the final card that I had pulled in the initial 4-card spread to get us started here. And this is Door to Romance in the reverse position. This card, by the way, is the number 33, and I have been seeing a bit of the number 333 lately. So I am actually going to look up that number and just see if we can channel any messages from that. You guys know I like to look up specific numbers and see if any messages come through. The 333 angel number indicates that despite your fears, anxieties, mislaid plans, or wrong turns, you are on the right path. Can we just read that again? Because I am a divine feminine. I feel that I needed to hear that, and I know some of you listening did as well. This number indicates that despite your fears, anxieties, mislaid plans, or wrong turns, you are on the right path. Wow, guys, I don't think I've ever channeled a more clear angel number related message during one of my readings, because even that phrase mislaid plans, many divine feminines I know recently have felt as though things around, especially, I keep saying it guys, but Mercury retrograde season, I know a lot of us felt as though things were going horribly wrong. Something had fallen apart. There was a tower moment. Things got brought to light. This won't be for everyone, but many of us felt this kind of shift. If not during the retrograde, then at some point within the last year. Yeah, the Caring Connections reverse card came out. So there was this feeling during that time of, do you even care about me, divine masculine? I feel like you don't care. I feel like you aren't supporting me or this connection. I feel like I was wrong about you. Lots of finger pointing going on, lots of triggering going back and forth. But this angel number comes to us during this reading to say, in spite of this confusion, this doubt, these mislaid plans, you are on the right path. Things are divinely unfolding for you. Remember that if you are a divine feminine connecting with these messages. So I am going to reshuffle the cards here. And I'm actually going to speak specifically to the divine masculine side of things. So you guys know I like to separate the 3D self from the 5D self, because very often what we feel and experience in the 3D physical world can be very different than what's actually going on a soul level energetically. And the divide between these two so-called aspects of ourself, expressing in the physical and expressing in the divine, in the fifth dimension realm. The divide between these two aspects of self is dependent on how tuned in, how connected we are to our true soul, authentic self in that moment, which is why many of you will say, well, I connect with some of these messages, but not others. Very often this is because it's dependent on how open energetically or how closed off you are in that particular moment, which is also why you may find that you're feeling really closed off, kind of like you're holding on so tight. And then you might pause, take a breath, ground yourself, do a kind of grounding exercise, paint, meditate, whatever it is, and then suddenly you feel this total shift in your mindset. This happens to me whenever I feel myself stepping into that space of trying to control from fear or anxiety. I like to turn on my Twin Flame 7 chakra clearing. It's only 11 minutes long, and I'll just sit there and breathe, focus on my breath, and meditate. And after this meditation session, I feel this release of emotion. Sometimes I even feel emotions literally bubbling up and expressing themselves as, crying or having some kind of sudden emotional release. And I feel this total shift in my mindset and my energy. And the reason for that is because when we pause in a moment of feeling separation, feeling pain intensely within this connection, when we pause and go back within ourselves, when we return home, so to speak, to ourselves, we are also returning home to our twin, because our twin is within us. Our twin is in that quiet, still space, that knowing space, that intuitive space inside of our own being, that we go when we are alone and when we are truly fully connected to our soul self, when we've fully blocked off all of those external influences and voices of doubt that cause us to become confused, when we've released attachment to all of these circumstances, to memories of past events. That is when we return home to our true selves, and in tandem, return home to our twin as well. So with all of that being said, let's find out what's going on with the masculine in the 3D. So what is the masculine thinking, feeling, or saying in the 3D world? Three cards, one very clear message I'm intuitively feeling coming through here. The first card is the Sun card in the upright position, representing new beginnings. I hear this masculine saying, I want this new beginning. But the second card says anxiety. I want this new beginning, but something is causing me to feel anxious. I just heard anxious about whether it's possible or going to happen. And the third card is the Garden and the Gate in the reverse position. And I instantly heard a divine masculine saying, and I feel locked out of your life in the very thing that I want the most. It's like it's almost like this feeling of it's so close, but I can't get it. It's like right there. It's like taunting me right in front of my nose or in front of my face. You could be in a situation where your masculine is watching you on social media, or you might work in the same space or cross paths. And if not this, then you could have had some kind of communication recently that caused this masculine to feel like you're so close but so far away. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from this. So I am going to channel in the extended reading what this masculine is specifically feeling anxious about when it comes to this new beginning with the divine feminine, as well as why this masculine is feeling locked out of the divine feminine's life. So we will be answering those specific questions in the extended, which is linked under this video in the pinned comment and description box. The words married and freedom came out here. So for someone listening, there could be a marriage involved here. This could be that a divine masculine is in the process of ending a marriage, or it could be the divine feminine. Someone here could be either considering or going through a divorce. But that won't be for everyone, so only take that as it resonates. But oddly, the other card or the other word that came out is freedom, and the word R, like O-U-R. And it's kind of strange because a message I got from this masculine here, and again, this will just be if you are in a situation where you're masculine or you are married and considering divorcing or something like that. I hear someone's masculine saying like, I want to be free of this situation that is binding me and preventing me from stepping into this new beginning. And the fact this is coming out during the 3D messages makes me think this masculine is beginning to consciously connect with these truths. I feel this sense of like, I want this, but something is preventing me, like almost a legal obligation or something that is felt like a legal obligation. So again, it could be a marriage. It could just be this masculine feels like he has prior obligations. I heard responsibilities. There could be children involved or some kind of responsibility this masculine perceives as preventing him from stepping into this new beginning, but it is what he wants. And I feel what he is actively thinking toward. But yeah, this situation that seems to be or is perceived to be preventing the new beginning is causing this masculine feelings of anxiousness. And he does not like the sensation of being locked out of this feminine's life. That I'm getting very strongly. So again, we will be getting into more details on that in the extended version for those who are connecting with those messages. But now let's get into what the divine feminine is feeling on the 3D physical level. So okay, couldn't get the question out, but 2 cards came out. Actually, I thought it was 2 cards, but it appears to be just 1 card. So this is the indecision card in the upright position. I instantly heard doubt, confusion. Is this truly my twin flame? Is this really a twin flame connection? Now, of course, not everyone will be experiencing this, but I am connecting with a divine feminine who is just feeling downright confused, very unsure about this person, about this connection, about their future together. Can I get more information on why this divine feminine is feeling indecisive? Okay, so the first card here is the World, and the second card is the Magician and the Mirror reversed. The interesting thing about this Magician and the Mirror card reversed is this is one of the 2 cards in this deck I strongly associate with twin flame connections specifically. And specifically the balance of energies within the twin flame connection. So with this card reversed, it indicates to me something out of balance energetically. I just heard running, chasing, pushing, pulling. Now with this, the World card, I did hear a divine feminine saying, you promised me the world, but it's like all you gave me was this unbalanced, confusing situation. It's almost this feeling of hurt. I feel a strong disappointment from this divine feminine. I want to see if I can get more details on this. Door to healing and happiness. So whatever this situation is, it actually is moving in a positive direction. I actually keep hearing that it's the memories of whatever this situation was that are causing this divine feminine the most pain. I almost get the sensation of this person reflecting, looking back, and feeling a deep kind of grief or sadness. I heard grief for the plans we had made that didn't happen, that didn't come together the way I wanted them to. Mourning this past way of being in our connection that I know we are never going to recreate in the same way. The ego likes to attach itself to certain memories and emotional experiences from the past. And when we do this, when we attach ourselves to past pain, to memories that were painful for us in the past, we hold them in our energy field and they become dominant in our vibration. And ironically, we actually continue to confirm those negative beliefs that came from those negative experiences we store as memories. So our memories of past events can actually affect what we continue to attract into the present and into the future. And I do see with this divine feminine, it's like there's this very strong attachment to maybe one thing or specific series of things that happened in the past with the masculine that she is being guided to release these attachments to, I just see her like now in a prison, And the prison is her own memories of pain and hurt within this connection. And it feels like a maze to get out of this prison. But I also heard it's like you are the only one that has the key. You have the key and you know the way to get yourself out of this prison, this mental jail. And it's not going to be easy, but it is going to be worth it. That is the message I'm hearing. And that is your healing. It is releasing your attachment to all of these past pains, hurts, experiences stored as memories that are causing you to negatively impact your vibration in the present, continue to push your twin flame away from you, and continue to attract these same dynamics in the future. I just see someone who's holding on so tight to these things that happened and then continuing to attract them over and over again, continuing to confirm these beliefs this divine feminine has within herself. Beliefs about her own worthiness, about her value, and about what she is going to get out of this relationship. And not just this twin flame connection, but really any relationship. There's something here that needs to be healed about redefining her own worthiness, her self-worth, her value within herself, truly stepping into her power, letting herself out of this mental prison, this mental jail. The word 9 came out. There's something about 9 to 5. So there could be a divine feminine who's been feeling stuck in a rut when it comes to career or work or something like that. The word piano also came out. So someone listening might be a songwriter or a musician. Deceit in the upright position came out here. And I actually heard this card as illusion. I feel that there could be a divine feminine who's been processing a lot. If this is you, you might be feeling kind of tired in your physical body, like physically exhausted. Or again, you could vacillate between feeling very strong, healthy, stable, to feeling very confused, very exhausted, very tired. This vacillation can be a sign that, again, you are deep in the trenches of this healing process, unraveling all of this, letting yourself out of this mental prison, stepping into the light of your true power and worthiness. However, with this deceit card, I heard like illusion. It's funny, this card reminded me of the 6th chakra, the third eye chakra card reversed that we pulled earlier. It made me think about like that blindness in the third eye and the intuition being like an illusion. It's like, meaning that it's like you aren't seeing this situation clearly. You're seeing some kind of illusion. I just heard like the ego is creating some kind of story or playing out some kind of story or trying to drag you back into a story of unworthiness. And you have to choose to break free of that. And I feel this story of unworthiness for this divine feminine actually started long before her twin flame connection, either in childhood or in early formative romantic experiences with some of her early romantic partners, or even just within her friend group or whatever. I just heard rejection. So there could be some kind of rejection that happened, rejection from her parents, rejection early on in her love life, that could have then carried into or turned into a self-rejection, internalized rejection from others, became this unconscious self-rejection that could have caused this divine feminine to continue to attract feelings or situations of feeling pushed away or feeling rejected by the one she wanted most, in this case, her twin flame divine masculine. And she's being asked to release these very deep-seated unconscious patterns, to see through this illusion. The illusion is this story that her ego is continuing to tell her, you're not worthy, you're not enough, you're always going to be hurt, you're always going to be betrayed, you're always going to be rejected. I feel those are some of the stories her ego could be trying to feed her right now. And it's her job, and a very difficult and important job, to begin unraveling these stories and letting them go. That is what I'm feeling for this divine feminine. Now in the extended, I will get into specifics of both where these stories could have first come from, these stories of unworthiness, these patterns, where their energetic roots could have been for this divine feminine, as well as how these stories are continuing to impact the connection, the relationship with her twin in the physical at present. So if those messages were connecting with you, that information will be in the extended version, which is linked in the pinned comment under this video. Now, I will say that the only way to truly begin to peel back these layers, to see through this so-called illusion, is to truly turn off all of the noise. And by noise, I mean external influences, attachments to physical, painful experiences from the past, to past trauma, to all of these things. To release these attachments, we really have to take the time to go within, spend time apart, alone with ourselves, specifically in periods of meditation. And Subliminal specifically are designed to assist you in unraveling all of this, peeling back these layers, getting back to your core, which is why I know so many of you have seen such powerful results from consistently. And again, consistency is the key here, because it does take usually 21 days to form a new habit, including habits of thought, energetic habits. So I do recommend meditating daily with subliminals for 21 days before taking score of any results or changes that you're feeling. But I do really recommend establishing a subliminal meditation practice first thing when you wake up in the morning. And this is key also, because right when you awaken in the morning, your unconscious, your subconscious mind is still fairly open, because as we sleep, this is the only period of time where our subconscious mind is completely open and our unconscious or our conscious mind is completely out of the way. Our conscious mind is asleep, our subconscious mind is open. So at those periods of time when we are feeling drowsy or sleepy, right before we fall asleep and right when we wake up, are the ideal time to meditate with subliminals, to visualize. And as you visualize, imagine yourself connecting in a meaningful way, a loving way with your twin flame. Really imprint those visions on your subconscious mind, and they will begin to attract back to them physical experiences, communication, interaction, positive interaction with your twin, and deepen your connection in the physical. And my favorite subliminal specifically for this unraveling process energetically when it comes to twin flames specifically is my twin flame 7 chakra clearing. So again, that is linked in the pinned comment and description box. Okay, so now we are going to get into higher self, more love related messages for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine side. So let's begin by speaking to the divine masculine, having a conversation with the masculine, specifically the higher self masculine. So do keep in mind, these are higher self messages. So as I said earlier, the divide between the 3D self and the 5D, the higher self, is very dependent on how clear and open or how blocked and closed off we are, our twin is, and our connection generally is, energetically speaking. So these messages coming through may be very unconscious for the divine masculine, or alternatively could be very conscious. It really just depends on their level of consciousness in the moment. So what would this divine masculine say to the divine feminine on a soul level, on a higher self level? What is this divine masculine thinking or feeling on a soul level? Patience. Be patient with me, beautiful, radiant, beloved, divine feminine. Why is this divine masculine asking the divine feminine to be patient? I know that with the journey card uprights, at times you have felt like I have abandoned you in the physical. But really, I am going on a journey within myself, a journey of spiritual awakening that is actually only bringing me closer to you. This isn't a journey of me leaving. This is a journey of me coming home. And as I come home to myself, I come home to you. And I long for that home. I almost see this masculine like it's like a never-ending long day at work for this masculine in the physical, I feel, If you are in a period of some kind of physical separation with the masculine, I do feel this masculine feeling like just watching the clock. When is this day going to end? But metaphorically, it's like this day goes on and on and on, and all he can think about is coming home to a safe place, a warm bed, this radiant, beautiful, divine feminine that he loves so dearly. And in this metaphor, that home is this reunion with her. He longs for it. He watches the clock. He waits for it. But he feels separate from it in the physical in some way. Now, with the thinking woman reversed, I usually connect this card to a divine feminine releasing her ego. And I hear the masculine on a higher self level here saying, I know that in the physical, I defied and went against your expectations, dreams, and desires for how you wanted this connection to unfold in the physical. And I'm sorry for that. In fact, I carry around the weight of regret. I see this like the heaviest kind of backpack or weight on his shoulders. I carry around the weight of that regret every single day, even if I don't speak it openly to you. But I'm asking you to continue being patient with me. Again, with that patience card, be patient with me as I go on this journey within myself, because I am coming home to myself, and in coming home to myself, I'm coming home to you. Please release your expectations and attachments in the physical for outcomes in this connection, and let me move when I am ready. Hold space for me, even in this time of confusion for you in this physical world. I will be channeling more specific higher self love messages from this divine masculine in the extended. So check out the link in the pinned comment to the extended if that is connecting with you. But I am now going to speak to the divine feminine side of things. So what is this divine feminine saying on a higher self level? What is this divine feminine saying, thinking, or feeling on a higher self level? Door to personal healing and happiness in the reverse. Interesting. I'm going to read a little bit about this card from the guidebook because I'm not yet sure how it applies. You may be feeling stuck where your personal intentions are concerned. Specific plans may be being blocked. Remember that your intentions need to be clear and unconflicted. In my 3D self, I hear this divine feminine saying, because my plans for this connection didn't happen exactly as I thought they should or would, I have been struggling at times within myself. There is a battle going on, I'm seeing, between my ego, who is feeling wounded and was very attached to these specific outcomes, and my soul that knows everything is divinely unfolding. And at times this conflict within myself causes me to even question the validity of this connection. However, with adjacent possibilities in the upright position, I hear this divine feminine's higher self saying, it's like the saying, one door closes and another opens. And in this case, it's almost like a certain door had to close, that door being the way that this divine feminine in her physical self saw this connection unfolding. That door had to close in order for this better door to open. And I hear her higher self saying to her 3D self, I see her 3D self just so focused on that door that's closed. She has tunnel vision. She can't see this other door, this better door that is opening. And I see her higher self gently guiding her attention to this better way. In fact, the only way. I just heard that sentence, that phrase. It's like, stop pretending that it could have been any different. It couldn't have been any different, because even the things that appeared like they were going wrong were actually going perfectly right. Were actually the perfectly unfolding divine path that you and the divine masculine soul intended for one another within this connection as it plays out here on this physical stage, on this physical earth. Remain open to that better door, to those future possibilities. clear your vision by clearing out, blocking out the voices from others, the opinions of other people, and even the opinions of past versions of yourself, less awakened versions of yourself that had these so-called kind of deal breakers. I may even make a podcast video soon on deal breakers and the twin flame connection, because I've been channeling a lot of information on that, like someone in this connection being presented with things that they considered to be just insurmountable, impossible to get over, impossible to move beyond. Now with envy in the reverse, I see this divine feminine's higher self speaking to the fact where it's like, I had to let go, or I have to let go in order to truly have you. Because in the letting go, in the physical, I'm not truly letting go of you, divine masculine. I'm letting go of all of my ego-based attachments and expectations, the plans I thought I had that didn't come to pass. And I'm actually reconnecting with myself. And in reconnecting with myself, I am deepening my connection to you, regardless of how it may look in the physical. That is what I hear from this divine feminine. Now, just like with the masculine, I will be getting into more specific channeled love messages from this divine feminine's higher self to the divine masculine in the pinned comment in the extended reading that is linked in the pinned comment under this video. So you can click on that link and explore more about all of the extended messages that were brought forth or were touched on in this reading. Any of those specific questions that I posed will be answered in the extended version, and also in the pinned comment and in the description box. I have left all of the links to the 3 subliminals I recommended during this reading: my twin flame 7 chakra clearing, my general 7 chakra clearing, and the awakened divine feminine. So if you were connecting with any of that information I was speaking on regarding any of those subliminals, establishing a meditation practice, allowing your energy to shift and transform by deeply reprogramming your subconscious mind, be sure to click any of those links and explore more about the energetic benefits I have infused into each of these subliminal meditations. For now, though, I am going to go ahead and close out today's reading. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart and soul to each and every one of you who joined me today, who tuned in for this reading, either the live premiere version or who stopped by later on in the day. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your week and weekend, and I will talk to you again in Monday's reading.